My name is Derek Roemer, and I am an environmental scientist. Today we're going to learn about invasive species, also known as introduced species, non-native species, or exotic pests. Invasive species are living organisms that are introduced into a new ecosystem, often as unintended stowaways in human vehicles, and who possess the capacity for serious ecological disruption and loss of biodiversity in the ecosystems they invade. However, not all invasive species are made equal, and the degree of disruption that they can cause and the loss of biodiversity depends entirely upon the life cycle of the species itself. Now, as we all know, throwing any ecosystem out of balance will cause serious harm to the environment, the economy, and the people that depend on both for their livelihood. For example, the highly invasive zebra mussel was introduced into the Great Lakes ecosystem in the 1980s, and since then its population has increased exponentially as it continues to violate virgin ecosystems. An economic impact analysis done in 2007 concluded that the zebra mussel invasion in the Great Lakes region alone costs Americans over $250 million annually. That's correct. The zebra mussel in the Great Lakes region costs American taxpayers the economic equivalent of 250 million double cheeseburgers every year. In this tank are a collection of stick bugs. They're from the order Phasmatodea. These stick bugs are highly invasive in North America, and ironically, they eat invasive Himalayan blackberry. Some people have proposed that we should take these insects and release them into the wild so they can eat the blackberries for us. But we all know what happened with the cane toads. I think that is an ecological catastrophe waiting to happen. Let's do it and see what happens again. Probably the same thing. Felis catus, the domestic house cat. This species has been introduced by humans to every continent on the face of the earth. And since they are a bloodthirsty predator, they really degrade local ecosystems by capturing and killing native rodents, birds, and other critters. But they're just so cute. Some people have proposed that we should kill these house cats because they are so invasive. But I think this is a species that will continue to invade our ecosystems as well as our hearts. Now then, once invasives invade, they are almost impossible to eradicate. You would think that humans, having driven 1 in 4 mammals extinct, would be able to take care of a few pesky pests for the sake of our beloved double cheeseburgers. Unfortunately, that's not been the case. But some scientists have proposed a rather ingenious method for dealing with invasive species, dubbed the ICV principle. If you can't beat 'em, eat 'em. This method is used extensively in Oregon's Crater Lake, where they have a no-catch limit fishing policy for invasive game fish. This brings me to the topic of today, beating invasive bull thistle. Did you know that you can eat bull thistle? The stems and the roots are both edible, and the crowns can be eaten like an artichoke. Just make sure that the plant has not flowered and that you remove the spines beforehand. Good. But of course, no one will eat the humble bull thistle in a world where double cheeseburgers abound. Besides, where would people get their daily required intake of genetically modified high fructose corn syrup, trans fatty acids, or sodium aluminum phosphate? Certainly not from the humble bull thistle. But I am still going to introduce to you today a simple and effective method for dealing with invasive bull thistle. And when fighting invasives, please wear the proper safety equipment.